Between you and the city lives a dark, dense forest. Tall oak trees populate the area and cover the ground in shadows. Spending any amount of time in this forest would sound foolish for most, but for you, it is a perfect shortcut to your house on the other side. Walking around the forest takes almost half an hour, but through the forest, only a few minutes. You walk up to the barred metal gates, then slip through the space between the two halves where there is an opening. You ignore the no trespassing signs like you do each time and walk deeper and deeper into the forest. You follow the familiar trail that you've created after walking through the woods time and time again. You weren't ever one to be scared of the dark, and you used that to your advantage. Even if someone knew about this shortcut, they would never use it, so this path remained your own. You think back to earlier in the day when you heard other people talking about the full moon, werewolves, and other fairy tale stories that you are far too mature to pay any mind to. Of course, you've heard of werewolves and how they were vicious creatures who roamed in the night and howled at the moon. It was something that everyone heard in the early years and usually resulted in your school being afraid of the other wolves in the class for about a week. You remember taking advantage of that and teasing the non-wolf students. You would get on your tippy toes and raise your paws high into the air, joking that you were going to bite them. Usually, they would get scared, run off to tell the teacher, and you would get put in a timeout or not get your afternoon snack, but it was always worth it. You laugh to yourself at the memory and continue on the path home. Suddenly, a howl in the distance. Its sound carried and seemed to bounce off every tree in the forest. The fur on the back of your neck stands and you look around for the origin of the sound, but it seems to be coming from all around you. Is someone there? You ask the trees. No response except another howl, this time closer to you and louder. You know it was likely nothing, but still, it's certainly not the best idea to linger, so you continue on the path at a brisk pace. Another noise, this time not a howl, but the sound of dozens of paws bounding through the forest, coming right at you. Two dark gray figures rush past you and turn to block your path. Two more figures to the left and right of you, while the sound of paws behind you continues. You freeze in place and turn slowly in a circle. Werewolves, but it couldn't be. They weren't real. Or were they? You count 6 of them, all of them dark gray with red eyes. As they approach, you see the size of them, almost 11 feet tall each, twice as tall as you. You think back to those stories you read as a cub, but these werewolves didn't look like the ones in the illustrations. They didn't look ravenous or hungry or dangerous. They looked curious. You look down at your gray fur, the same color as theirs. Did they think you were one of them? As they get closer and closer, you have to crane your neck up to meet their gaze. You figure they don't speak, but it's worth a try. Hello? In unison, each wolf turns their long ears forward at you. It's almost like they are listening. I'm just trying to get home. There's a brief pause, but eventually one werewolf steps forward until he is about a foot away from you and lowers himself like he is trying to lay down. This werewolf is much larger than all the other werewolves and has gray accents around his muzzle. Could this be the pack leader? He looks friendly enough, so you walk forward, your paw reaching out until you are close enough to pat his forehead. His fur is long and soft. His eyes close slightly and he wags his tail. You can't believe the current situation. Are you really befriending a werewolf? no one would ever believe you. After a few seconds, the werewolf turns his head towards his back, then looks back at you. You aren't sure what he means, and he does the motion again. Now, it's a little more clear. He wants you to climb on his back. Even lower down, it's hard to climb on him, but with a little help from his muzzle, he boosts you up until you are able to wrap your legs around his back. One of the other werewolves howl, and each start to run deeper into the forest. They aren't following your path. They seem to be taking you somewhere else. You hold onto the back of the werewolf's neck and secure your legs around his body. You and the pack rush past trees and rocks, every werewolf graceful and elegant as they navigate the land at high speeds. Still holding on tight to the werewolf's fur, you sit up and look past his big ears to the forest in front of you. After a minute of traveling, the large wolf starts to slow down, and you soon realize where he took you. Home, but not your home, his home. There are other gray wolves huddled together sleeping, a few patrolling the area, and some simply sitting down and listening to the forest. The wolf lowers himself again, and you climb off in the middle of their territory. Some of the werewolves patrolling the area come up to you and sniff you, but after looking at the pack leader, they walk away. You are unable to communicate with the werewolves, so you figure the best thing to do is follow them and see where they take you. First, they take you to a small, bubbling creek from where they get water. There, you find two more wolves, one drinking from the water and another laying in the deepest part of the stream with only their head poking out. They both look up at you, but show little interest in your presence. Next, the pack, minus a few who stopped to also bathe in the creek, takes you up a small incline. The hill starts steep, but steadily gets more gradual as it reaches the top, where the pack sits down and starts to howl. The howl feels more powerful now that you are standing so close to it. Around you, the sound of return howls as the entire collection of werewolves sound in unison. You start to feel left out, so you copy the wolves, sitting down the best you can on the ground and tilting your muzzle up to howl at the moon. The howling continues like this for only a minute, but feels like it lasted only a few seconds. The other werewolves wag their tail at you, and the pack leader licks your forehead, showing his approval. Each wolf stands and turns back down the hill, which is much easier to go down than up. You follow the pack back through the forest until they lead you into a cave, large enough for seemingly the entire pack to fit in, but so dark that all you are able to see is black. As the lack of light makes you lose your sense of direction, you feel one werewolf's soft body walk beside you. They seemed to know where they were going, or somehow could see in this dark cave, so you place your paw on the side of the wolf next to you and use them as a guide as they take you deeper into the cave. Finally, the wolf stops and lays down in place along with the rest of the pack. Not knowing what else to do, you lay down with them. The wolf you are using as a guide uses their long legs to pull you close to their body, and the feeling of soft fur blankets you in warmth. This is better than your bed at home. You feel foolish for ever thinking that the werewolves would hurt you. With the sounds of the werewolves breathing slowing down, you feel comfortable enough to close your eyes and wrap your arms around the soft and strong body of the wolf next to you. you fall asleep faster than you've ever had before. Next month, there will be another full moon where you will take your shortcut again, but this time you will be more than happy to walk with the wolves and have another night just like this.